So this will be today's project. I always like these 2000 Ultimate Victory Brady. The subs are interesting to me, so the centering's like spot on. So is the surface, so that's great. But corners and edges. I do see that there's a little ding on the edge. Maybe a little touch of white. And that one has a little bit of a ding to it. So like, can't get that little tiny touch of white to go down, but if I can get these other ones to go down, I think we're looking at a different grade here. So I'll walk you through it, guys. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care. Next I'm going to tape it off, and then I'll cut it and crack it. I'll show you that too. After taping the card off, I will cut each corner, and I just use a little tiny hacksaw. All right, so I'll do that, and then use a flathead stubby just to go into the top and crack it. And then I'll just walk it slowly, like just down the edge of the case. And don't be in a rush or use a lot of muscle here. I realized a long time rather ago that if you try to muscle these things out real hard, it can just backfire on you. So don't be in a rush, just take your time, and they can open up just like that. All right, guys? So, was a BGS 9, gonna try to improve these edges and corners, and that's how you safely crack a slab quickly. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care. So according to Beckett, the centering and the surface are 9.5, so I just want to worry about the corners and the edges. So it's been hanging in the humidity, the Brady, for the last 30 minutes at 70% humidity. So here's all I want to do to this one, is just go after that little dent, or that little edge issue that we have right here. And there is also a little bent corner. So I'm just going to use the humidity, hopefully, to help me get this back into place. So I'm just going to go down this corner. I'm barely touching it. And then I'm going to put this plastic disc on top to keep a little retainer on it. Working with edges and corners on paper cards can be challenging because they're not rigid like a modern card. So you can get them in place sometimes, but if they're right at the edge, they'll keep on wanting to flip up on you. And the more and more touching you do on them, it's just not gonna go in your direction. So here's what I would advise when it comes to these just little tiny edge dings and dents on paper cards. These discs are the discs you guys see me work on to work on edges and corners. So what I'll find is when you get an edge or a corner to work with you and lay flat, when I put it between these two discs, it will retrain the card to stay in that position. And it's great because it's not like getting a screw case and like smashing the heck out of a card. You can put the clamps just like this on the outside of the plastic disc, so it just gives it the perfect amount of pressure so you don't have to worry about the paint or the surface or smashing the card. All right, so let's review. We cracked the card yesterday. I didn't do anything to the centering, of course, or the surface, so those looked good. Corners and edges. The edge had a lift right here. It was bumped up. There's a little tiny plastic disturbance right behind where it was lifted up, but my goal is to make sure it's all back in like factory condition and it looks straight. The corners, they all looked pretty darn good to me except for this one. This one had a bend in it. So we put it in humidity and then took it out, and I used the corner tool to get everything in straight, and then I just used these discs to retain it in that position for a few hours. So it's out of the humidity, it's been retained in this position, everything looks good in there. So let's open it up and see how we did from start to finish. And thanks for coming on this little journey here with me, guys. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care, and I try to pass on the best techniques I know to help restore your collectibles. So let's take a look. Let me zoom in, how about that? Oh man, that worked out perfect. I'm so happy with that. There is, like, when you look at it like that, there is, I think, just that touch of white. I couldn't do anything with that, but that bend is gone. That's fortunate. Awesome. So that worked out great. Let's go over here. Oh, I'm happy to say that there is no sort of lift anymore. That's awesome. So you guys just harness your patience and just do things like this and let it all work out for you like that. I'm just really pleased with the corner and the edge. That was the biggest thing holding it back, I think. So it looks great, guys. So I'm gonna get this graded ASAP and I'll let you know how it goes. All right, fingers crossed. You guys rock. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care.